Alright, I'm 13 hours in, and I finally found something I hate with Octopath Traveler. I mean, it didn't necessarily take me 13 hours. It probably was more like about 5. It really was the first person I went to when I went to try to get Therion, when I noticed something that I didn't quite like. And it was something that was brought up by, I can't remember the website. It might have been like US Gamer, might have been The Verge. I don't know. But they brought it up, and it was this, is that there was very little communication between party members outside of going up to talk to them. And it was noticeable on these quests where you do them to get the party member. Well, let me show you here. This is Ophelia. This is the third person I got. This was after I picked up Therion. Now, she is a cleric. She is filling in for her sister on a quest. And you meet her after she decides she's going to go through with filling in for her sister because their dad is sick at the time. So she decides to fill in for her because her sister can't really take it at the moment. Now you see the intro of all of this where it goes through all these little story bits, the important story bits, and then it gets to the part where you meet up with her, and then it's like, you want to help me on this first part of my story? And then you just go and you help them out. And it feels like it's missing something here. Like, well, the problem is, and it's obvious with something like with Therion, because in Therion's story, you have to sneak into this house, and you sneak into the house as a group. But by the time you get to the final boss of the house, you're still technically in a group, but Therion's the only one that shows up. Everyone else has just been pushed to the side for the cutscenes. Which leaves me with a question for Square Enix and Acquire. What was the point of having that person as part of the party before we got through the rest of his opening part of the story? I mean, to me, it would make more sense to see the full story play out where Therion finds out about this mass riches that's being hidden within this house, goes in there, gets tricked by the butler, and is given orders to go and search for the other gems. And then gets added in as, here's my story. Do you think you can help me? I will help you with your story. I think that would have worked out better. Now, I also should say, this isn't going to be a hill I'm going to die on. It's just a little nitpick that gets me every time we pick up a new party member. Like, well, let's go with Ulbrich, one of the first characters we met in the original demo. I think it would have been interesting if by the end of it, we hear about his story, we meet up with him at the point where he's about ready to take off from his town. And he's like, well, I have to go and do this. And he goes through the entire story of how he got there. And then he's like, would you help me on my quest to defeat my former student? Was that what that guy was? And then you go and you bring him along and you go and you take him and you defeat this former student as part of the much larger quest of everything else in the world. Like Ophelia with her pilgrimage, Therion with the gems, Hanit with the red eye that I keep calling the 747 in the Let's Play. But other than that, it's been a lot of fun. Again, 13 hours, having a lot of fun, enjoying all 13 hours pretty much, except for that one little bit. But again, really good game. One of the best on the Switch this year. And again, like I said at the very end of the Let's Play, Square Enix, this is ultimately what we were thinking of when we were thinking of those 2D remasters of Final Fantasy. This is more what we want. Not the flat-looking pixel look that you had for the mobile stuff. But this detailed 2D, this 2D HD texture. I don't necessarily know if you have to have it at that angle or if you can have it more overhead, like with the Final Fantasy games. But this is generally what we want. And if you ever get around to remaking the Final Fantasy games again, use this as a template. That's all I gotta say. Excellent game. I'm enjoying it. If you haven't gotten it yet, go and get it. Have fun. Be sure to like, share, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell for all future episodes, all future Snap Talks, all future Snap Plays. Anytime we get around to a podcast, I'm Jeff from So Nerdy Arguments. I'll talk to you soon.